Reese is on with the force out. Speaking in terms of a potential sacrifice a moment ago, friends, there is no need to sacrifice shaving comfort another day. Get one of those Gillette Tech razors and see how easy shaving can be. Bill Dickey out at the mound, talking to Donald for the moment. Here's Dixie Walker coming in. And with Donald taking so much time on the mound, in fact, the Yankee pitchers, roughing set the pattern, and everyone thought he was quite deliberate the opening day game. But the pitchers who have followed have been even more deliberate, and today Donald is setting an all-time record of time elapsed between pitches when he has men on. Walker up, left-hand batter. Dixie swings as a line drive into short left. Keller comes in under it and takes it for the out. And Reese, halfway down to second, returns back to first. What we started to say was, in answer to Donald's taking so much time, the Brooklyn batters are deliberately now being very slow about getting in to even begin hitting. 2 out for the Dodgers. Last of the third, 1-0, favor the Yankees. Here's Pete Reza, who was struck out swinging in the first inning. Left-hand batter. He has 1 for 12. Outfield around toward right. Donald throws. Reza takes a fastball low and outside. That's the first low pitch that Reza has seen today. But that one was low and away. Ball 1. Reese at first, ready to go on anything, and Stern is giving him full attention, holding the bag against him. Donald in position. Throws. Reza swings at a bounding ball deep to the right side. Gordon juggles it as it goes through. And there is Reese going around second for third. Reza spins around first base, puts on the brakes, and then comes back into first. Gordon came over and did very well to get a glove on the ball, but couldn't hold it. It went on through and into right field. We're waiting for the judgment of the score, and it's a hit. It's a single for Reza. Single through the second baseman. And Reese running with 2 outs, zoomed around and into third base, and that is the third hit for Brooklyn. There's no activity in the Yankee bullpen, and Dolph Camilli, who doubled in the second inning, is stepping up. Bill Dickey walks in front of the plate. There are the Yankees using the delay tactics again. Dickey holds up 2 fingers, indicating 2 out. And every pitch is being very carefully thought out. Every maneuver is being plotted. Outfield around toward right. Donald in position. Reese leading down off third. Reese off first. Camilli swings and misses. And he really took a cut. Dickey walks in front of the plate and returns the ball to the mound. 0-1. As Dickey goes back at the plate, cuts his eyes into the dugout. It's 1-0 favor the Yankees. And Camilli, one of the most dangerous hitters in baseball because he swings hard and always swings, is up there. The roommates are on the bases. Reese at third, Reeser at first. Donald delivers high outside. Ball 1, 1-1. 2 men gone. Outfield around toward right. Now there's a steady hubbub rolling around the over 30,000 fans. One ball, 1 strike. Donald waiting, now throws. A fastball low inside. Dickey had to stop right down in front of his right foot. Now Bill slips his mitt, starts rubbing the ball, and walks out toward the mound. 2 balls, 1 strike to Camilli. Gee, this weather. You'd be surprised to really know what the weather has done to the fall wardrobes of the fair sex. They were all set for this series with furs, etc., but they're having little chance to wear them. Shirt sleeve weather. Donald pitches 2-1. Camilli swings and grounds it foul, halfway down toward first base. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gordon comes in from second to the mound. He's talking to Donald. Ralph comes over from third. And now Larry gets orders that ball to be thrown into him for an inspection. And after twirling it in his fingers, you find some abrasion on it. Tosses it out, puts in another new one. And Dickey takes it, rubbing it up, walks out to the mound. So the status. 1-0 is the score. Favor the Yankees. The Dodgers are threatening in the last of the second inning. It's 2-2 to Camilli. Reese is the runner at third base, and Reza is the runner at first, and they both can fly. The outfield is deep and around toward right on Dolph. Left side of the infield is up a step with Rizzuto at short, pinched in toward second. Gordon is his normal depth. Straight away at second base, and Sturm holding first against Reza. Here's the pitch. It's a curveball under the hands, taken for ball 3. It's 3-2 to Camilli. And now DeRocha runs over to first base to remind Riza to be sure and be on his way. That it's an automatic run and hit as far as he and Camilli are concerned. 3-2. Ralph pushes the peak of his cap up slightly above his eyes and steps in. Dickey goes down very coolly in the catching crouch. Pumps the sign. This could be a very important pitch right now. Donald looks down, takes the sign. Stretches, and then Camilli backs out. And Camilli backs out on him. Now Donald is allowed to stand there on the mound. 3-2. Camilli steps back in, and Donald goes back at the mound for the rosin bag. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Camilli's waiting. Donald sets, in position. Delivers. Camilli swings at a ground ball straight to first baseman Stern, who picks it up with his foot already on the bag, and Camilli is out. And Donald slowed down slightly on that pitch, and Dolph overswung on it. Grounded out to the opposing first baseman. Unassisted. That's all for the Brooklyn bid. No runs and 2 hits. 2 men were left. No Yankee errors. The end of 3 innings. A run. 3 hits. And no errors for the Yankees. No runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Dodgers. And that ends the 3rd inning.
Well, before Charlie Keller steps up to the platter and starts the 4th inning, I've time to remind you again of Gillette's free shaving cream offer. And I mean free. You get a regular 25-cent tube of Gillette shaving cream, lather or brushless, with 10 easy shaving, glass-hard Gillette blue blades for 49 cents. Just the price of the blades alone. So see your dealer, men. Get yours today. All right, this 4th game of the World Series is going into the 4th inning. Score 1-0, favor of the Yankees, and here's Red Barber.
Well, the delay in the pitches and the batter stepping out too reminds us of one of those priceless stories of Al Shacks. I think he tells it on Mo Berg that the second game of a doubleheader, and Mo was having to catch both of them. It was very hot. That the pitcher was, Mo would go down and give the sign, the pitcher would get ready to pitch, and the batter would step out, and then when the batter would step in, the pitcher would break back off the rubber, and so finally Berg went over and sat down in the dugout, said to the plate umpire, notify those two whenever they're ready to play ball, I'll come out and catch. Here's Charlie Keller, who's single in the 1st inning, ripped into right field, sent the Yankees ahead 1-0. That's the way the score stands right now. Higbee pitches, and Keller swings and fouls one behind first base. He fell away from an inside pitch and then went after it. Strike 1. Keller has 4 hits for 11 at-bats. And it is amazing that the pitching efficiency continues at such a high standard throughout this series, because you have 2 tremendously strong power ball clubs. 2 clubs that can hit. Higbee throws and misses with his change of pace on the outside. 1-1. Outfield around toward right. First man up the 4th inning. 1-0, favor the Yankees. The pitch is a low inside curve down by the shins. Ball 2, 2-1. Harold Combs, first base coach. Art Fletcher back up 3rd. Higbee pitches 2-1. A let-up ball, which is swung on, is going deep out toward right center. Back up against the screen and bounding across for next to base. Here's Keller coming into 2nd and makes it standing. Riza took the ball on the rebound off the wall, and it is a tremendous double by Keller. Higbee slowed up, came down with a 3/4 speed pitch, and you could see Keller just gather himself and wait for him. Timed it perfectly and felt it high and far to right center field. And it is a double by Keller to give him 2 for 2, and Keller and Rolfe have a monopoly on the Yankee hits so far for the afternoon. And now Mickey Owen is out at the mound, talking to Higbee. The Brooklyn catcher comes stuffing his way now, back toward the plate. It's a big double by Charlie Keller. First hitter of the 4th inning. And Dresden steps out now and motions down to the Brooklyn bullpen for the firemen. Start warming up. Left-hander Larry French, who's apparently first on call today, gets up to start throwing. Roy Spencer. Dickey, the batter, takes a high outside fastball. Ball 1. Charlie Keller on at 2nd. Nobody gone. Top of the 4th. Dickey bounced out 2nd to 1st in the 1st inning. He has 3 hits for 13 at-bats in the series. Takes high for ball 2. 2-0. Larry French losing no time down the bullpen. He's throwing hard. third time he's been up throwing down there. Higbee in position, looks at second, delivers. Dickey takes ball 3. Pitch just inside on the hands. Fastball. 3-0. Dickey steps in. Certainly moves around easily in a ball game. Higbee throws 3-0. Right through there. Dickey let it go. 3-1. Let's see what happens. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Keller at second. Ankle's giving him no trouble at all in the series. Dickey takes high outside for ball 4 and walks. And a double followed by a base on ball. That's the second walk given up by Higbee. And the Yankees are now clustered at first and second. And Joe Gordon stepping in. And Mickey Owen goes out to the mound. And now with Higbee in trouble. It is the Brooklyn turn to start figuring before every pitch. The stakes are so high here in this World Series. There is so much pressure on the two clubs to beat each other because otherwise this is a neighborhood brawl. Otherwise these are the boys from not one side of the street coming across to visit the other, but the boys from across the river, as they say around this part of the country. First meeting ever of the Yankees and the Dodgers, a World Series. Now the runners at first and second, nobody out, and Gordon up. Right-hand batter. Takes a fastball inside under the shoulders, right up on the letters. All 1. 1-0. Higbee takes his time standing there now. Art Fletcher talking it up from back of third. Dickey leading off first. Outfield around toward left. And Gordon gets away from a high inside curve. Has to turn back from it. Ball 2. 2-0. Mickey Owen crouches. Gives the sign. 2-0. Higbee throws over for a strike. Hand high. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Keller at second. Dickey at first. The Brooklyn infield is back. Back on the left side. Gordon runs up and swings as though he was trying to hit the right field. And missed for strike 2. And when Gordon stepped in, from the time Gordon came to bat with runners at first and second and nobody out, which in most times in the baseball game is a bunt situation, especially if it's a 1-run difference, such as this one, 1-0. Still, the Dodgers are not looking for a bunt from Gordon or from the Yankees. Riggs has been all the way back. Has a pitch high inside for ball 3, and it's a full count of 3-2. Gordon wringing his hands together, dusting them off, getting them dry. Now steps in. Quiet for the moment. Higbee pitches 3-2. Gordon swings as a fly ball going into short left center, and it's in for a base hit. Medvick takes on the first bounce. Keller has to hold up at third, and the bases are full. Keller had to wait, coming halfway down from second to third to be sure that the ball would not be caught in left center field by left fielder Medvick. Joe had to play it on the first bounce, and it's a long single for Gordon, and there are 3 men on for the Yankees. And up steps Rizzuto. Reese comes in from short. Talks to Higbee for the moment. Mickey Owen walking around out in front of the plate now, bellowing something at him. And for Gordon, that was his 5th hit so far in the series, and that is hit number 5 for the Yankees. Hit number 8 in this ball game. And French is not fooling around in the Brooklyn bullpen. Rizzuto up. The infield is in close, more than halfway. The outfield around toward left. 3 on, nobody out. Rizzuto takes a curve high inside for ball 1. The Yankees are ahead 1-0. And now threatening with a crusher here in the top of the 4th. Infield enclosed. Higbee throws. Rizzuto swings, bounces to third. Riggs is up with it, throws to the plate. There's 1 out. They throw down to first. Not in time at first base, just to force it home. Now it is 1 man out, and there's still 3 on. And Pitcher Donald is stepping in. Riggs had the fumble momentarily. The ball was skipped at him very hard down toward third. The ball hit the heel of his glove, but he had his right hand backing it up. And after a quick fumble, his throw is into Mickey Owen, and the catcher with his foot anchored on the plate then threw down to first, but not in time. So it's a force at the plate. The third baseman to the catcher. And Keller is out with Dickey moving down to third base. Gordon drawing to second, and Rizzuto with a force out is at first. And here now is Atlee Donald crouching in over the plate. He's a left-hand batter. Outfield around toward left. The infield is halfway in. And Higbee's right through there with a curveball called strike. 0-1. Hickey off third. Gordon off second. Rizzuto off first. One out. Riggs is right off third. In the event that there should be a squeeze play, the rest of the infield is pretty well back. Donald swings and waves for strike two, and Higbee pulled the string on another curve. Nothing in two. And it's still 1-0 favor of the Yankees. Which way will the cat jump now? Now Higbee has the whip handle. He's sitting in the catbird seat against his opposing pitcher. Donald slips his hands down a little bit on that bat. Nothing in two. Higbee throws. Donald swings and misses for strike three. A big curve that swept the full length of the plate. And Higbee gets his first strikeout of the ball game. It came at a time in which he needed it. Now there's two men gone. And so we see the reason why the Dodgers were so certain that Gordon would not be bunting when he went up to the plate with runners at first and second and nobody out, with Rizzuto and Donald to follow. Johnny Sturm, 0 for 2 this afternoon, has 3 for 14. Left-hand batter stepping in. Brooklyn infield is now back, especially deep on the right side. It's up one step on the left side. And the outfield is in fairly close with left fielder Medwick straight away, center fielder Reeser a couple of steps off the line toward left, and Walker straight away and right. Higbee pitches. Sturm takes a fastball low outside, ball 1. 1-0. It is still 3 on. Nobody has scored in the fourth, although the Yankees have threatened all over the lot. The scoreboard still reads 1 for New York, 0 for Brooklyn. Game 4 of the series. Higbee ready to work. Full pitching motion, throws. Fastball, which is lined into center field for a base hit. Here's Dickey coming in to score. Reeser throws toward the plate. Here's Gordon coming to the plate, and he too scores. And 2 runs are in. Rizzuto holds at second as Sturm with 2 out and 3 men on. Malevas a line drive for a sharp single into center field. And Reeser's throw to the plate was not in time to prevent the second run coming across. And the Yankees now lead 3-0, and Sturm with his 4th hit of the series, a sharp single. This one was crowned. Drives in 2 runs. Dickey coming in to score from third, and Gordon right on his heels, coming in from second base. Rizzuto held up at second. Now there's a conference out at the mound, and Manager DeRoche is out there talking to Higbee. It is 3-0 in favor of the Yankees, and this is the widest margin that either team has had, and that is all for Higbee. And French is to be brought in from the bullpen. And Higbee is finished. And just when it appeared that the young right-hander had gotten over the worst of it, when with 3 men on and nobody out, he still kept the bases full, allowed no one to score, and got 2 outs, and then had to stir him up. Then came the line drive single, laced in the center. Now here comes the veteran Larry French from the bullpen out in back of the right field corner. And there's 3-0 in favor of the Yankees. And they're still not retired in the top of the 4th. Ralph, who has 2 for 2, is to be the first batter to be faced by French. And French is announced over the public address system. It's going to be a minute or so before we have a resumption of activity. And it's the great pleasure of the Gillette Safety Razor Company to bring you this stirring 1941 World Series, every pitch of it. And we're pausing now for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
You are listening to WGN, the voice of the people, Chicago.
And the applause is for Higbee as he leaves the mound, walking shoulder to shoulder, in step with his manager, Leo DeRoche. Off the 2 go back to the Brooklyn dugout. And Mickey Orme was out at the mound talking to French for the moment. Now here's a little catcher stepping back of the plate. Larry French will throw down a few pitches. And with 3 men on and 2 out, after it looked as though Higbee had just about fished himself out of the woods. Because in the eyes of baseball people, when you get 3 men on, if you get the 1 and 2 batters, which means then that no one can score on an out, you've just about accomplished it. In other words, it takes a clean base hit to hurt you. And that's exactly what happened. Sturm belted into center field. It was clean. Decisive. And DeRoche lost no time. That decided that. Walked out of the mound. Old plate umpire Larry gets to bring in French in the bullpen. Fred Rolfe is standing to one side. French is getting all set. He pitched to 1 man. Dickey got him hit into a double play in the 8th inning yesterday. His only appearance so far in the series. Now he's ready to go. It's Rizzuto at second base, and Sturm, who's now the Yankee man of the moment, leading down off first. 3-0, favor the Yankees. And here is Rolfe, who hasn't been stopped today, 2 for 2 against Higby. French sets, barrel-chested left-hander. In position, throws, low outside into the ground. Owen is up with it, and let's see, the runners, Sturm is off first base. There's the throw. There's Rizzuto going down to third. Cavalli throws to third, and Rizzuto's in a run-up now between third and second. There is Reese running him down, and the Brooklyn shortstop outruns the Yankee one. And that's the third out. And Larry French in 2 days has now pitched to just one batter officially and gotten 3 outs. That's an oddity. That must be some sort of a record. What happened was, as that ball hit the ground in front of the plate, the Sturm thought that the ball would get away from Mickey Owen. Well, Owen blocked it and recovered it. And there was Sturm, the runner off first, halfway between first and second, but with Rizzuto was on at second. So Mickey Owen threw to Camilli at first base. And then Daub bluffed and raced Sturm down towards second, and so Rizzuto broke for third. Then Camilli diagonally across the diamond to third baseman Riggs, who then ran Rizzuto closely back to second, and then threw to shortstop Reese. And there the 2 kid shortstops went at it, sort of like Achilles and Hector going around the walls. And the Brooklyn shortstop had more foot and tagged Rizzuto out. And that ends the first half of the 4th inning.
You know, boys and girls, Atlee Donald certainly isn't giving anything away out there on the mound today. But that doesn't go for Gillette. No, sirree. Right now, Gillette is giving away a 25-cent tube of shaving cream, either lather or brushless, with the purchase of 10 improved Gillette Blue Blades at the regular price, 49 cents. Men Gillette Lather Cream contains 3 beneficial oils. It works up a rich, full-bodied, moisture-laden lather that softens whiskers double quick. Now, if you prefer brushless, you'll go for Gillette Brushless, made with pure peanut oil. It's free from grease, can't clog razor or drains, rinses in a jiffy, speed shaving. So take your choice. See your dealer before his supply is exhausted and get a free tube of Gillette shaving cream with 10 diamond-tested, heavy-duty Gillette Blue Blades for 49 cents. Ball game into the last half of the 4th, and here's Red.
3-0 favor the Yankees, and Donald pitches to Lou Riggs, the first batter, and lays a strike through above the knees, and it's taken. 0-1. Riggs 0 for 1 this afternoon, and 1 for 2 so far in the series. Steps out of the box. Now gets in. 3-0 favor the Yankees. We'll go back over that rundown play for you again in just a moment. Top of the 4th. Donald throws high inside for ball 1, and that must be some sort of a record for Larry French. He pitched to Dickey yesterday and got him to hit into a double play, so that made him pitching to one man for 2/3 of an inning, and he does not face Rolfe officially, although he does give a pitch to him and gets an out, so he's pitched in an inning now and faced one batter. Has a pitch low outside to Lou Riggs, ball 2 at 2-1. When French's first pitch to Rolfe went into the ground, Sturm broke for second, thinking the ball would go through, but Owen made the save and threw to Camilli at first. And then Rizzuto broke for third. Donald pitches, Riggs swings, and there's a high pop fly down by second. Gordon shielding his eyes, second baseman waiting for it in his tracks. Has it for the out. 1 up and 1 gone, last of the 4th. And then when Rizzuto broke from second for third, Camilli threw over to third base to Riggs, the third baseman, who then threw to shortstop Reese, who was back by second. And Reese and Rizzuto had a race, and Reese won. Won it about 5 feet away from third base. So on that, the pitcher does not get an assist. It's the catcher to the first baseman, to the third baseman, to the shortstop. Joe Medwick up. Fastball is very high for ball 1. Medwick 0 for 1. And the Yankees now have built up the biggest lead that either team has been able to manufacture so far in this series at any stage of it. They're leading now 3-0. Donald throws sidearm. Medwick swings and misses and spins all the way around like a gyroscope that got out of its moorings. And it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield well around toward left. Medwick leans in toward the plate. Donald sidearm. Joe swings and cuffs an outside pitch foul out of the park behind first base. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Medwick ready. Using that dark brown bat. Holds it down by the end. Here's the pitch. It's a high curve for ball 2. 2-2. 1 out, nobody on, last of the 4th. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Yankees. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. Donald spits out of trouble the last 2 innings. Delivers. Medwick swings and fouls it back. And Donald is side-arming Joe. 2-2. Atlee Donald, long-armed right-hander. Bill Dickey catching. And infield, Sturm at first. We just drove in runs 2 and 3 for the Yankees. Gordon at second. Rizzuto is at short. Third is wrong. In the outfield, it is Keller, DiMaggio, Henry. Sidearm pitch is swung on. There's a high fly ball into left center. Here's DiMaggio coming on. Unrich takes it for the out. Ball from Hedrick. Fly ball to the center fielder. Moved on to left center to take it. Now it is 2 up and 2 gone. Last of the 4. And the batter is Mickey Owen. Hasn't been up officially today. Drew a base on balls in the second inning. Mickey rubs at the edge of his cap. So there might be a little fraying out there which might distort his vision. Now pumping at Wood, sets himself. Outfield around toward left to a degree. Mickey ducks a low inside pitch. Ball 1. 2 out. Nobody on. Everything sort of quiet. It's a hot afternoon and a bright one. There's an inside fastball. Ball 2. 2-0. Darnold working very easily now. This is the first time he's been able to pitch easily in an inning since the first inning. Infield up a step on the left side. Gordon pulled in a step towards second base. There's a strike. 2-1. Call. Darnold just laying that one through. 3-0. Favor the Yankees. They're just joining us on this Gillette broadcast. Owen takes low outside for ball 3. 3-1. Mickey waving at Wood vigorously. Now stops it. Darnold delivers. High for ball 4. Mickey Owen for the second straight time walks. He's received the only 2 passes given up by Atley. Pete Coscarot stepping in. Coscarot is filling in for the injured Billy Herman. Very funny the way the fates are sort of looking at things. Herman comes on the Brooklyn Ball Club in May and takes the job away from Coscarot. Mickey Owen leading down off first. Pete takes a strike. And then Herman is one of the keys in Brooklyn's drive for the pennant. And then in the series, Herman is hurt and Coscarot, the deposed second baseman, is playing the bag. Darnold delivers low, ball 1. I was talking to Doc Painter, the trainer for the Yankees, before today's ball game, and he told me that every one of the Yankees was sincerely sorry that first Fitzsimmons was hurt and second that Billy Herman was hurt, because the Yankees, in wanting to play the Dodgers, wanted to play them at their best. They wanted the best men that Brooklyn had to be in there. Pitch high inside for ball 2. And that is a wonderful reaction from a ball club. But it is a reaction that is true of both of these clubs, because you have 2 good teams with great spirits in this club, in this series. And now Johnny Allen is limbering up in the bullpen, which means that should Coscarot get on, there probably would be a pinch hitter for relief pitcher French. Darnold looks at first, throws. Coscarot takes low for ball 3. And Darnold well ahead. Now behind. And there is Fletcher coming out in front of the Yankee dugout to look into the Yankee bullpen. There's a pitch on the outside for ball 4. And after getting the first 2 men up, out, and pitching to the bottom of the batting order, Darnold walks first Owen and then Coscarot. And now let's see, will it be a pinch hitter? 2 successive walks after 2 men were retired. Allen continues throwing in the Brooklyn bullpen, and Jimmy Wasdell is being called upon to pinch hit. And there's activity now in the Yankee bullpen. Getting up to start work down there. Brewer and Branch, 2 right-handers who were throwing a couple of times yesterday in back of Russell. And Jimmy Wasdell is being called on to pinch hit for the second time in the series. He's 0 for 1. He's the pinch hitter who hit the foul ball which Red Rolfe caught in the first game, and on which Reese was doubled up coming into third. Speaking of double plays, there have been no double plays so far in this series. We can tell you that there's always a great double play whenever it's the Gillette Tech Razor with the Gillette Blue Blade. Now let's see, 2 out. Runners at first and second. Wasdell pinch hitting, a left-hand batter. Swings and misses, and a low curveball that hit the ground just as it went into Dickey's mitt, back of the plate. And strike one. Wasdale went up there apparently determined to hit that first pitch, even if it was in the next county, and he went after it. Mickey Owen at second, Pete Coscarard first, both ready to go on anything. Johnny Allen will be the next pitcher for Brooklyn, warming up in the bullpen. Wasdale takes a pitch that hits the ground in front of the plate this time, and Dickey blocks it with his chest protector, and the runner's hold. Ball one. Wasdale, the former American leaguer. The Dodgers got him 2 years ago from the Washington club. New balls put in play. Larry French is indeed setting some sort of a charm record for relief efficiency. He walked in yesterday and pitched to one man and got him to hit to a double play. Walks out today and makes one pitch to Rolfe, and the result was that rundown. Wasdale is batting for French and Johnny Allen. Getting ready. He's relieved twice previously. Pitched 3 innings and hasn't been scored on. Wasdale swings, and there's a long foul deep into the right field stands, up against the screen. Pulled too much. 1-2. Dickey takes the new ball, walks it out to the mound, says something to Hadley. Right funny again that the first batter that French was called on to pitch to in his relief role in the 4th inning was Rolfe. Will be the same fellow that Allen will come out and pitch to in the top of the 5th. Talk about song I could write a book. Well, this is the World Series in which you could write a whole library full of books. So much humanness, the oddities, things that happen. The heat of the contest is only being matched by this present weather this afternoon. Now Donald ready. And then steps back off the mound. Wasdale stays in there. Left-hand hitter. Mickey Owen, second. Pete Coscarard at first. Donald sets. Delivers. Wasdale swings, and there's a long fly out toward the left field corner. It's a question whether it's fair or foul. And it is fair for an extra base. Here comes Owen in to score. Here's Coscarard coming in to score. And it's a double for Wasdale into the left field corner. This. Wasdale as a pull hitter to right and pitched him on the outside. And he hit an outside pitch, a high fly. It looked for the moment as though it might even be foul into the left field corner, right alongside where the Yankee pitchers are getting ready. And Keller could not get over to it. He was swung around toward left center. It was a double that scored Owen from second and Coscarard from first. They were both running with 2 outs. And it is now a 3-2 ball game. The tying runs at second, and they're going wild here at Brooklyn. Well, when they go wild, they go wild. You know what I mean? Reese up. Johnny Allen keeps working away down in the bullpen, and it's a brand new ball game again. Wasdale's pinch hit double. And thus in the 4th inning, we had a blow on each side. Be very important. The single good for 2 runs by Sturm with 3 men on and 2 out. And with 2 on and 2 out, the pinch hit double that got in 2 runs. So it's a 3-2 ball game, and they're at it again, these 2 teams. Reese takes high for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And DeRocher calls for Herman Franks to come out of the bullpen, to come down to first base, and he tells Franks exactly what he wants him to do down there. And Franks goes down, and there is Casey in response to Franks' sign, getting up to start throwing. Reese takes high for ball 2. And Dickey, again, is walking out in front of the plate for firing the ball back. With 2 men out, and everything very quiet. Well, it was a quiet that was sort of a suspicious lulling. Came a walk to Owen and a walk to Coscarard. And then with 2 strikes to Jimmy Wasdale. Donald was trying to work on him. He had the advantage. 1 ball, 2 strikes was the count. He pitched him on the outside, and Wasdale, who was up there swinging at anything he could get his bat on, doubled into the left field corner. He's on his second now, the potential tying run. Reese swings and beats it in front of the plate and foul. That's strike 2. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That ball hit down in front of the plate for a split second. It was a question which way it would kick, whether it would remain fair or kick back out foul. And that was Reese thrashing around to try and get squared away for his run to first. And that was Dickey trying to get past the bat and get at the ball. And kick back foul, and that's all there was to it. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And so the battle is a raging torrent all over again. Reese leaning in. He's a slender figure. Despite his days in the sun all summer, he does not tan at all, but remains very fair. Swings at a bounding ball down the short. Rizzuto is up with it. The throw to first is in time, and Reese is out by a step. That's all for the last half of the 4th inning. Reese bouncing out the opposing shortstop to the first baseman. And it is 2 runs on a pinch hit double following a pair of walks. At the end of 4 innings, it is 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for the Yankees. And it is 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Dodgers. And now Johnny Allen is coming out of the bullpen to the mound, and Hugh Casey is in the bullpen limbering up. Casey has a phrase which he's made rather famous in recent weeks. Ask him how he is, and he says, well, Casey's ready. When I saw him today under the stands, I didn't ask him how he was. I just simply said, hello, Hugh, and he shook his head, and he says, well, yesterday Casey wasn't ready, was he? However, Casey is limbering in the bullpen now, and Wasdell, as a reward for hitting that double, is going out to left field, and Medrick is coming out of the ball game. So Jimmy Wasdell is going to left field, and Joe Medrick comes out. And Wasdell, a left-hand batter, who just pinch hit a double to put the Dodgers back in the running, is now the left fielder. And Joe Medrick comes out. Now, if you've got your scorecards in front of you, Johnny Allen, the relief pitcher, goes into the batting list to hit 6th as he goes in Medrick's slot. So Allen pitching to Rolfe, the 3rd baseman, first batter in the 5th inning, will be hitting 6th in the Brooklyn batting order. So you can really get a batting order upside down when pinch hitters bat for pitches and catches and stay in the ball game and then go to other places. Friends, your quarters of dollars invested in United States defense stamps and bonds will do a lot to protect the American way of living. And we are very happy to be here this afternoon giving you a part of one of the peaks of the American way of living. Here in the ballpark in the World Series. And the Gillette Safety Razor Company is very happy to be bringing you this major sporting event. There's another one in their cavalcade of sports broadcasts. Johnny Allen has been announced. So, it is 3-2 in favor of the Yankees. And Johnny Allen takes the mound. This is the 3rd relief job that he's being called on. He pitched 2 innings in the first game, an inning yesterday, and hasn't been scored upon. Hasn't given up a hit. 3 innings. However, he walked a couple and hit 1 in the first game. Allen pitching, a former Yankee. This is another thing we mean by so much humanness in this series. Here's Allen, who was traded away from the Yankees to the Indians. Then from the Indians was sent to St. Louis. And then was out of the league on waivers, and the Dodgers got him in the middle of the summer. And here he is now in the World Series in a key spot. Mickey Owen is catching. Red Rolfe was 2 for 2, left-hand batter. Takes a sharp sidearm pitch in for a called strike. Rolfe looked as though he might have been bunting. First man up now in the 5th inning. 3-2, favor the Yankees. Allen comes down and hits the ground in front of the plate, trying to snap off a curve, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The infield remains Camilli at first, Koshkarot at second. Reese is at short, and third base is Lou Riggs today. So the Brooklyn club is quite changed right now from what it has been. In the outfield, Jimmy Wasdell is out there in left field, taking Medrick's place. Risa in center. Dixie Walker is in right. It's entire left-hand hitting outfield for Brooklyn. Allen throws, Rolfe swings and grounds it foul across the first base line. And the coach down there, Earl Combs, comes over and picks it up. Looks at it and then throws it down to the umpire, who has already given another ball to catcher Owen, who's busily rubbing it up and going out to the mound. One and two. straight away on Rolfe. Left-hand bat, and Riggs has gone back deep. Now the 2 strikes are on Rolfe. The big percentage of his bunting is passed. Red swings, and there's a high fly ball to short right. Here's Walker coming in, looking right into the sun, and stays with it for the out. And that sun is tough. That is the factor today from the weatherman standpoint. 1 up and 1 gone, top of the 5th. Stepping in, Tommy Henry, who's 0 for 2. Fly ball to left in the first inning, and then hit a tremendous drive in the 3rd. That's the one that Dixie Walker went back against the concrete and took away from him. Took it away from center fielder Ariza in the bargain. Outfield around toward right. Allen throws a low inside curve. Ball 1. Hugh Casey remains throwing down the Brooklyn bullpen. Pitch is low inside. Ball 2. Henry getting away from it. Mickey Owen turns around. Has something to say to plate umpire Larry Getz. The chances are he's not asking him what time it is. A 2-0. 1 out. The Yankees at bat, top of the 5th. Johnny Allen relieving. Throws. And Henrik is hit on the right arm. He cannot get out of the way of an inside pitch, and Allen has now hit a batter for the 2nd time here in the World Series. The batter that Allen hit when he relieved in the 7th inning of the first game was Johnny Sturm. So now Henrik is at first base. Hit by a pitch. Stepping in is Joe DiMaggio, who's 0 for 1 this afternoon. And DiMaggio, so far in the World Series, has 2 hits for a dozen at-bats. He had a walk in the first inning and hit into a forced play in the 3rd. Outfield deep around toward left. Allen in position, throws. His curve is sharp but low outside. Ball 1. 1-0. 1 out. Henrik, who can move. Leading down off first. Really holding against him. Those 2 almost had a rhubarb the 4th inning yesterday. There's a fastball low for ball 2. 2-0. Maggio standing there very quietly. Now backs out. It's a powerfully framed fellow. Tall, rangy. Doesn't move around at all up there in batter's box. Simply sets those feet far apart and very firmly. And gets that wood up there above his right ear. The pitch is a curve or a called strike over the outside corner. 2-1. Madge doesn't move his feet at all. Leans in. 3-2, favor the Yankees. First half of the 5th inning. Runner at first and 1 out. Allen takes his time. Eyes ready. Throws. DiMaggio swings at a line drive into left. Wasdell is in front of it and has it for the out. And back to first base returns Henry. Wasdell throwing in a second. The second baseman Coscarard. DiMaggio really teed off on it, but it was a line drive hit straight to Wasdell, who just had to come in 1 step and take it. So it is now 2 out in the top of the 5th. And here is Charlie Keller, who has not been stopped. Keller, who had a single in the first inning with 2 out, and that drove in the Yankees' first run. And then he began that 2-run 4th inning with a tremendous double. Bashed high off the wall in right center field. For Keller, who has 5 hits for 12 at-bats. Digs in. He's strong enough to plow all day with one hand. Tommy Henry. Leading down off first. Johnny Allen. Throws low outside for ball 1. Allen pitching primarily sidearm. It is his habit. Riggs is deep and a couple of steps out from 3rd. Reese is short. He's a step over towards second base. Coscarard is at the edge of the right field line, right field grass. There's a pitch low inside for ball 2 and halfway over to first, the second baseman position. Camilli holding first. Outfield shaded toward right. The most noticeable movement by any outfielder is by left fielder Wasdell, who's over in left center. Reese was just shaded toward right center, and Walker's pretty well straight away right. So that's the way they're playing Keller. 2-0 pitch is an outside curve that does not come in enough for ball 3. And Keller is now sitting high and wide. 3-0. He can afford to take a couple of pitches no matter where they are. Or he can take a toe hold and look for what he wants. If he doesn't get it, take it. 3-0. Allen delivers. Over, just above the knees for a called strike. It's 3-1. Well, let's see if Henrik's going down, if there's a run and hit on. Score is 3-2. They were the American League champions. Casey, all this time, continues to throw relentlessly down in the Brooklyn bullpen. Allen watches first, delivers. Keller swings at a bounding ball that Coscott comes up with. No, it goes through and out into right field. And there's Henrik around second, going to third, and makes it standing up in the throw-in. Is cut off at second by shortstop Reese. Coscott running along a step back on the right field grass. Got his glove on Keller's wicked smash. And just as we said, comes up with, the ball tore through his glove and went all the way back into the full depth of right field. And the official scores ruled that it was hit so savagely that even though the second baseman got his glove on it, that one was not supposed to have been fielded, and it is scored as a base hit. That is 3 for 3 for Keller. Yankees are now at first and third. 2 men are out. Bill Dickey is the batter. That is hit number 1 off Allen, hit number 7 for the Yankees. Hit number 11 in the ball game. Dickey was out second to first in the first inning, then drew a walk in the fourth. Always dangerous. The Yankees one time ahead an inning ago by 3 runs, and now just a run to the good, 3-2. And they're, of course, trying to build their lead back up again. And there's Allen standing in front, trying to thwart them. Delivers on the outside to Dickey for ball 1. Former teammates running headlong into each other. There's a former Yankee battery. Allen and Dickey. Or it's Allen pitching for Brooklyn, Dickey batting for the Yankees. He takes the pitch low and inside, ball 2. I often wonder how much it means for a catcher who has caught a pitcher a great many times, that due to the shifting of scenes in baseball, when a catcher is finally, in this case, up there hitting against the pitcher that he used to call the shots for. Wonder if there's any edge there at all. The 2-0 pitch is a call strike. Curve just above the knees. It's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 out. Allen moving a little ground out there. Henrik off third. Keller off first. Both had to go on anything. There's a pitch high and outside for ball 3. Allen trying to work carefully. It fits the spot so Dickey is now seriously behind 3-1. Casey continues throwing in Brooklyn's bullpen. Dickey leans down, touches the rubber of home plate with the heavy end of that war club. Now sets in his batting crouch. The pitch is a curve low and inside for ball 4. And Allen at least was taking no chance of it. Dickey, he curved him 3-1. And here's DeRocha. Here's DeRocha coming out of the Brooklyn dugout. Now the Yankees have 3 men on for the second time in 2 innings. DeRocha going out to the mound. Keller's moved down to second base. Henrik, of course, holds the third, and there's a walk given up by Johnny Allen. So a hit batter, a single and a walk. 3 men are on, and Leo's out at the mound. So while he's having that discussion with Johnny Allen on this Gillette broadcast, we pause very quickly for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
This is WGN, the voice of the people, Chicago.
And Johnny Allen is to come out, and Hugh Casey is to come in. And here is Casey coming out of the bullpen. Coming out to the mound, the top of the 5th inning, with 3 men on.
Attention, please.
Joe Gordon to be the batter. 2 men out. And the announcement that Casey is to come on and relieve is received with mingled emotions by the thousands here in the stands. In the 8th inning yesterday, there was a play at first in which Casey did not get over to first base in time to cover. You said before today's ball game that the reason he didn't get to first base was he started to break off the mound when the ball was hit to the right side, but he did not see Coscrod coming along the edge of the right field grass. And when he saw the ball go past Camilli, he stopped because he thought the ball was through and into right field. And he said he was very surprised and very, of course, upset when he saw Coscrod come up with it. And though he tried to get over, he couldn't make it. So Johnny Allen is taken out. The bases are loaded. 2 men gone. And there's Casey now, slipping down. Pitches. And Casey comes in the 6th slot in the batting order, in case you're scoring and putting them down. And this is going to be a box score, which for the writers who make out the composite boxes, this is going to be rather tough to figure out tonight. It's going to keep them busy. So Casey getting ready to pitch to second baseman Joe Gordon. 5th inning. Casey is the 4th Brooklyn pitcher in less than 2 innings. And Noah Kimball and Luke Hamlin, 2 right-handers, leave the Brooklyn dugout and go down to the bullpen. Before the start of the game, Casey, French, and Allen were set down to be the bullpen squad. They've been completely exhausted. In other words, there are no pitchers left in the bullpen, but Kimball and Hamlin are going down from the Dodger dugout to the bullpen now. Fill up that gap. So here it is. Gordon stepping in now. He has 1 for 2. So far, he has 5 hits for 8 at-bats in the series, 8 official at-bats. There are 3 men on. Henrik at 3rd, Keller at 2nd, and Dickey at 1st. 2 men out. Casey pitches. Gordon takes a fast call strike. Nothing in 1. No balls, 1 strike. Infield is deep and around toward 3rd. The outfield deep and sharply around toward left. Gordon takes a curve low and outside for ball 1. It's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 Yankee runners ready to get going. Any excuse. 2 men out. They'll be running first and looking later. Casey sets. Henry comes down a long lead but holds up. There's a high foul back into the stands behind the Yankees dugout. 1-2. And Fletcher went in and talked to Henrik just before Casey made this last pitch to Gordon, and Henrik promptly took a long running lead down. Apparently the Yankees know all about what happened at Pittsburgh when Vince DiMaggio ran down off 3rd base and Casey balked and they waved in the runner. However, Casey's motion was very smooth. Followed right through and delivered. Now he shakes off Owen. Shakes him off again. 1-2. Few throws. Gordon swings and beats it down foul. It's still 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The defense is drawn drastically around toward left, both on the infield and in the outfield. It is 3-2, favor the Yankees. And this bids fair to be a very long ball game, the way it's been going. And of course, this game was not started until 2 o'clock, as there's a New York Sunday law about starting baseball games before 2. You can't do it. That's why the time on today's game was different from the time that has been the other days. Tomorrow, the game will be back again at 1:30, and we'll be on the air with a Gillette broadcast for you at 1:15. Casey pitches. Gordon swings. There's a high fly ball into deep left. Wasdell is back. He's waiting for it now. Takes it for the out. So ends the potentially big 5th inning with 3 Yankees left on. Gordon, a high fly ball to deep left field. No runs in the top of the 5th inning. 1 hit, and Casey puts out the fire.